Y'all, I'm sorry that I haven't been around much lately, but between life getting kind of busy in December and my having a lack of inspiration and then my movie maker just sort of dying on me, I just really haven't been able, and don't start recommending other editing programs because I have about 6 of them on my computer and I dislike them all, and I just have not had the patience to learn how to use another program. It's just too annoying. I get in there and I try to do things like I do in Movie Maker and it just won't work and it pisses me off. Shut up, shorty. I'm outside. Oh, fucking dog. I'm outside, as you may tell, and even though I'm sitting on my own porch and whispering, the neighbor's dog still feels the need to bay at me. Anyway, I gotta tilt this a little. There we go. I may have to just upload this as raw material and just put it up, and if that's the case, I apologize. And before anybody says anything to me, yes, I'm gonna smoke. I smoke very, very rarely. It's just like a treat thing for me. And I haven't smoked in about a month, so if you don't like it, too bad. Okay, so what has been going on with Alyssa? That is a good question. Well, my sister was here for the holidays, and that was fun. It had been pretty stressful the year before, but she and I both, I think, just kind of independently made a choice to behave ourselves this year and really get along, and we did for the most part. She's a sweet kid, and I loved having her here. I changed my name. I was going to wave a fake diamond ring in front of you and try to make you think I'd gotten remarried, but that's so absurd that there's just no point in it. So I have held on to my old married name for a long time, and I've been divorced for about 6 or 7 years, 6 years, maybe 6 years. But I held on to it because I thought we were going to get back together. And because in case you've never been through it, when you get a divorce, the woman has the choice to change her name back to her maiden name or not, like when the papers are drawn up. And I decided not to because I thought we were going to get back together. So there's kind of a whole other story there too, but I'm not going to go into it. And we did like get back together off and on, but it never did really stick. And partly because it's just a hassle to change your name on stuff and with all the different businesses that I do business with. Partly because of sentimentality, I guess. I hung on to the name, and partly I really never have liked my maiden name, so I held on to the married name. But although it's half as long as my maiden name, still people spell it wrong and don't say it right, so it's just as much of a bother. But some things had transpired which really made me kind of think about the reality of the fact that I have no real connection with him anymore. We're still friends, but I'm not. He told me one night on the phone when I was asking about his cousin who has some handicaps. I was asking about her, and she's in trouble a lot with school and with everyone. And he was telling me some, and then he stopped and he said, I really shouldn't be telling you any of this. You're not family anymore. And it hurt me really, really badly because at that time we were talking still like, every day, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day. And I still felt like I was part of that family. What's his name across the street is coming out of his house. I don't want him to hear me over here talking to myself. He hit his head on something. Good. Okay. So, and then some other things happened. I realized I really needed to sort of break the ties with him. I was still too tied to him. And he had told me that although he still loves me, that we were never, ever going to be married again. And we were never even going to live in the same house together again. So not to hold out any hope for that. And So I thought, you know what, I'm stupid for hanging on to that last name and hanging on to any kind of fantasy of, you know, ever being with him again. I know that we're not good for each other. Let's just put it that way. Don't need to ever be with him again. I think keeping him as a friend is probably the best bet. So I'm trying to knock the ash off of it. I hope I don't set the porch on fire. That would so suck. So I realized I really needed to break away from him. I think we can maintain a friendship, although I need to not be talking to him every single day. And I went through some things, which I'll make a video later on when I get this problem figured out, and I'll tell you more about it. But I really, like, within a weekend, I came to this complete turning point in my life, and I really have finally started to be able to heal from this, you know, divorce and the relationship that wasn't working and isn't going to ever happen again. So I knew that there were two big steps that I needed to take. One was to get off of his telephone plan, because back when he still lived here, he had put my mother and myself on his phone plan as family members. So I needed off of that and to have my own phone service, although it's going to be way more expensive. And I needed to get rid of the last name. So now I have done those two steps, and I have done so much healing since right before Halloween. This all started right before Halloween, where I really got serious and dug my heels in about getting better and getting over it. And I have my friend Danielle and her mother Debbie to thank for a lot of that, because they were just instrumental in really helping me start the process. I mean, things have just really turned around for me. I feel like after 6 years of being stuck in a rut, spiritually and emotionally and mentally, I'm finally digging out of that rut. It feels really good. So back to my maiden name, and the good thing about it is, even though it's long and it's complicated, some people can't seem to say it for some reason, I think it's a very simple name.